Sandra, how are we doing?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm going to give you a hug.
All good?
All good, all good.
I understand, from my understanding,
Yeah.
you've got this product called EquidGel.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Okay, well, it's lovely to see you again. The last time I saw you was down at Thetford.
Yep.
And it was brilliant because you actually got to see the product there, you know, being demonstrated, which is brilliant. But now you've got a chance to see them in person.
Looking good.
And yeah, I can't tell this horse to do something he doesn't want to do.
Yeah.
That's the exciting thing about it. So, this is not about EquidGel itself. This is about the reasons why I developed EquidGel.
Yep.
Yeah. And I, like you, noticed there was something not quite right.
Yep.
And I've been with horses for over 50 years. And so and I'm qualified. I'm an equine nutrition hydrotherapist, and I've got PG Cert equine animal nutrition. So I've got the qualifications to help back me up.
Yep.
And so these two horses you can see here, this is a 15-year-old Irish draft mare. That's his mum. Okay. Right. So that's Monet. She was just come out of season, but he doesn't, you know, create a fuss.
Entertain.
No, not at all. He's just so calm. He's never ever had pain his whole life. So when she was in foal, the last trimester, she just had EquidGel. That's all she had. And then when she gave birth, he had EquidGel from 6 weeks old. So at 6 weeks old, this horse was having his own EquidGel, which literally proliferated really good microbiome, a really good gut bacteria. So he was showing in hand for 3 years. This is a 15-year-old Irish draft mare. That's his mum. Okay, so that's Monet. She was just come out of season, but he doesn't, you know, create a fuss.
Entertain.
No, not at all. He's just so calm. He's never ever had pain his whole life. So when she was in foal, the last trimester, she just had EquidGel. That's all she had. And then when she gave birth, he had EquidGel from 6 weeks old. So at 6 weeks old, this horse was having his own EquidGel, which literally proliferated really good microbiome, a really good gut bacteria. So he was showing in hand for 3 years, and he was premium young stock all the time because he looked amazing. Yeah. But there was not one grain of grain in there. No. So the issues that we've got with horses is two major ones. Impaction colic is the biggest killer of horses in the world. Yeah. Yeah. And that can be completely preventable as long as they've got enough hydration. Because impaction colic is the fact that they're getting fibrous material stuck in their digestive system. Right. So if they've got enough fluid, they can produce enough saliva to actually digest this and move it through the system. So can you tell me how much saliva, is produced to digest a 7 kilo hay net?
No idea.
15 litres.
Gallons.
15 litres. So that's a builder's bucket full of saliva. Wow. To be able to digest the fibrous material.
From my side, when I had my horse, that was the biggest thing I fed it on.
Yeah. What? Hay. Hay.
Just dry hay.
Dry hay. So they've got to find the fluid from somewhere, and then that makes them dehydrated, and that's the problem. And the other biggest problem is gastric ulcer syndrome. 58% of leisure horses, just horses that just, you know, do a little bit of leisure ride, a bit of show jumping, whatever, 58% have got gastric ulcer syndrome. I know the figures for the performance horses, which is much, much higher. So I am not against any of the sports or any of the things that we do, but we must look at feeding these properly so that they can perform how we want them to. So let me show you how it all works. That's it. That'll do. Yeah. That's lovely. So this is EquidGel, and you can see it's very dry. It's dry matter.
So talk me. Very dry matter, but what is it?
Right. So let me put it in layman's terms so people can understand how it works. Say you have a lawn, your lawn, okay, and you mow it, and then you take the grass cuttings and pile it up, okay, and that grass cuttings weighs 10 kilos of grass cuttings. Yep. Because fluid in grass is 80%, grass is 80% water. Yep. If you suck the water out, if you dehydrated, 2 kilos of dry matter. Yep. But that's still 10 kilos of grass. Yep. But if a horse is grazing all day and it's taking in 10 kilos of grass out in the field, you won't want to give it 2 kilos of the dry matter. Right. Because then he's actually then getting
20 kilos.
Thank you. So he doesn't need that amount. Okay. So that's why 300 grams of the dry matter mixed with 3 litres of water makes a 3 kilogram feed.
Wow.
Yeah. So EquidGel is is the dry matter fraction.
Right.
So when we add that to water, because of the pattern on it that I've got that allows the water to attach to the soluble fibre, that is the content of the grass. So inside the grass cells is soluble fibre.
Okay.
So when you dry it, the soluble fibre is still there, but it's dehydrated. So then as soon as it touches the water, so it doesn't need any soaking. And this actually holds 10 times more water than sugar beet, which is your normal water carrier.
Yeah.
So if I leave that for a couple of minutes, just horses have is gastric ulcers. And when the vets say, make a fibre mat to stop the acid splashing onto the erosion of the stomach, because that's what happens when you feed too high grain. Okay. So this, if you can see, is now formed a fibre mat. Can you see that mat?
Yep.
So this is what I showed you in Thetford, look. So then it makes the gel. This is where but it's on a molecular level. So now the soluble fibre in that, sorry, somebody just turned up, is holding on to that water. Now watch this, watch. So there's where the water is.
Yep.
It's holding on to soluble fibre. So there's no chemicals or additives.
And that's all dry again.
Yeah. There's
That's
no
crazy.
chemicals. Yeah.
That's proper great.
But then if I put it back in the water.
Back to gel.
Yeah. So when you're talking about sand colic,
I know.
this now will then go through the system and it actually picks up.
Attaches to the sand physically.
Well, it
and
just
kind of
rolls,
breaks it out.
just captures it. Yeah. And it goes through the system. But this then goes into the hindgut. Now, this is the important thing because the gut bacteria now is being hydrated and it's being nutrition. So that's see, there we go. So I'm going to just.
So what's in it?
So it's, right. So that's what I was going to get onto in a moment. So we've got 3 ingredients in here. That's all. So we've not got the huge list of ingredients on the back of feeds at the moment. So there's alfalfa.
Okay.
Omega-3 oil, which is Mother Nature's healing oil, and oatmeal.
Okay.
One of the ingredients that goes into food nowadays is oat feed, which is really the husks and everything off the oat plant, you know.
So what is alfalfa? Because in my ignorance here, there's no grass in it.
No, not this one. There's no grass. This is alfalfa. This is because this is EquidGel. We have different types of forage for the different levels of energy that we need. EquidGel is alfalfa based, but we do a grass, an alfalfa free EquidGel. But this is alfalfa because it's very high in protein. So it's got a really good source of protein, 18 to 22% protein in alfalfa. And then our ingredients in there have a complete protein profile. So there's no limiting proteins in here.
Right.
And the fact that it's got the right phosphorus calcium ratio with the oatmeal, it works in synergy with the digestive system. So it's basically a paddock in a bucket. Yeah. You can see how thick it's got. Look at that.
First?
I'm going to
have some in each bucket.
I'm just going to put a little bit more water in if that's all right. I mean, it actually mixes 100 grams to a litre of water. That's what the ratio is. Okay, who's first? Oh, actually, what I want to do before I do that is I want to show you that they're not thirsty. Yeah? Let me show you. Just give them some water to show you that they're not thirsty. This is a really good test. So, here, are you thirsty? There we go. Feed past his lips. I've had him for 12 years. He doesn't know what a carrot is. He doesn't know what an additive is or a supplement. Nothing.
That's crazy. It's
crazy, but it's good. It's science.
Is it?
And I'm just going to give Tilly hers. There we go. These are the 2 horses that weren't thirsty. So that has got massive impact on so many levels because now you can travel this horse from here to Scotland knowing that you've got 10 litres of fluid in it. So it's not going to suffer dehydration.
Because this is always one of the things that's intrigued me. When they used to run large amounts of horses with carriages on,
yes,
and they would go from Land's End to John O'Groats in a few days, how did they do that?
Years ago, horses were used, they're like avatars.
Yeah.
They were used to plough fields. They were used to, like you say, take the mail from Lincoln to York overnight, you know, and that was canter gallop all the way. Because those horses were fed lots and lots of hay. They had lots of hay at night time.
Right.
Yeah. But then they had to replace the glycogen in their muscles to get up the next day.
Right.
Because you can't drive your car and not put fuel in it. The best fuel for these animals is oatmeal. Right. Oats, because oats is 100 on the glycemic index, which means it transfers, it converts to glycogen very quickly in the muscles. Yeah, they had to feed the oats and barley at night time, and then they had the hay through the night. Yeah, and so they had lots of hay. So it was a big thing to make sure that these animals have hay. So if you restrict the hay, remember what I said about the soluble fibre inside? Yeah. If you restrict the hay, they can't take that water through to the hind gut. Yeah. So, that's what they did. But if they had something like this, where you're actually putting in the nutrition as well as the hydration, that goes to the hind gut.
So you do that all in one feed?
This is all in one. Yes. But we're not putting the grain in. There's only a very small amount of grain because there's only 10% grain tips in grasses. Approximately. So they only need to convert 10% really, but we're giving them buckets full of grain. And so that grain has to go somewhere. And what's happening is it's going into the digestive system, into the bloodstream. Insulin's produced to get it out of the bloodstream, and then it's going and putting fat pockets around the horse, causing lots of metabolic issues. And this is why we've got an epidemic of gastric ulcer syndrome. We've got an epidemic of EMS, which is like diabetes for humans. And that creates the most debilitating laminitis. It's where the foot, there's a hoof, there's the bone that goes inside. It's where the inflammation of the laminae gets inflamed and it peels away, and the hoof goes, the bone goes through the foot. That's called founder.
My horse had it.
Yeah, and
it's excruciating.
Excruciating, and that's why they lean
in so much pain.
Yeah, they lean back like that because if you can imagine, you're putting all your weight on your fingertips. Yeah, that's what it is. So we need to get away from that. We need to stop this happening, and the solution that I've developed will stop that. Hopefully, stop that happening if people take it on board and move away from the traditional way of feeding horses to the fibre-based feed. This has everything the horse needs. We don't need to put additives, chemicals, molasses, all those things in it. Like I say, you can see these animals, they have not moved a muscle since we've been talking. Not a muscle. They've stood, they've not done a thing. Now, the thing is, their digestive system is connected to their brain by the gut-brain axis. And whatever you put in here has an effect on here. These animals are just testament to the fact that if you feed their gut biome, if you make sure their hind gut is healthy, you get happy, healthy, calm, relaxed horses. You
can see they are.
Yeah. They've not moved a muscle.
No. I've never seen horses that calm. I've been around horses all my life.
All your life.
I've ridden and, you know, and all the horses I've ever owned are always on the twitch, you know, they're always, you can't get near them. The minute you go to put your hand near them, they're like, whoa, no, you're not coming.
On him. Okay. So he's, like I said, he's a 12-year-old stallion. He's been on EquidGel since he was 6 weeks old. He has got no gastric ulcer issues, because I can show you, I'm not a vet and I can't diagnose, but this is one of the good giveaways. If you do that down their withers, if they twitch in this area here, that shows there may be something going on.
Right.
Yeah. So if you can see, there is absolutely no twitch in here. So there's not a lot going on there. And he looks good. He's got a great coat. He's been barefoot for 18 months now. You can see he's got a beautiful coat. So he could show straight away. I could take him to a show straight away, you know. And if you come round here, you'll be able to see dapples. I don't know if you can see the dapples on his, like the little dots, you know, the dapples in his coat. I think you might be able to see him better on Tilly, actually. Oh yeah, you'll be able to see him better on Tilly. Yeah. So if you go around to Tilly, and I'll show you around at Tilly, she's got a better, can you see the dapples on her?
Yeah.
So that is really good health, that is.
You can see she's covered in here.
Yeah, it's healthy. Because you get dapples from the inside out. Right. If they're healthy from the inside, they show dapples. And even in the winter, she has winter dapples. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not.
I don't think I've ever seen them on a horse before.
What, dapples? Yeah, you get not on dark horses. You don't often see them on dark horses. Yeah. You see them on greys. You get dapple greys, but you don't normally see these dapples. And these really do show a good, healthy animal. Horses aren't metabolic, because they don't have any of that carbohydrates going in. Yeah. So they've got a lovely coverage. and it goes over them without being emergency stores. Because if you can imagine, you put that big bucket of grain in, it has to be something needs to be done with it, and so the body has to put it somewhere. So it turns it into fat, and it puts it in fat pockets and crusty necks and all that sort of thing.
I mean, looking at them, one of the things I'd say on most horses, they've always got a lot of bit like me. They've got a good belly on them, and they're quite slender right through, aren't they? Yeah, they've got
a nice condition. They've got a really nice condition. You know, but they're not fit.
They haven't got a drop belly.
No,
you know what I mean?
No, they're not got grass bellies.
Yeah.
They're not fit though. I mean, my horses aren't fit because I don't give them enough exercise. But that's something that, you know, is not a problem. But they are not metabolic. This is the thing. They come out of winter without metabolic.
Yep.
Now the problem we have is a lot of people feed horses high levels of grain throughout the winter to keep weight on them. But Mother Nature,
big sugary content.
Yeah, but Mother Nature wants to slim them off in the winter so that when the spring grass comes through, they can handle it. So if you can imagine, they're getting grain in the winter, they go into the spring, they're getting all that lush grass. Guess what?
Doubles
up, and they go off into laminitis. And that is the reason for it. We mustn't feed grain through the winter, but we can feed a liquid fibre feed because it's fibre and it's got the oil in it. Omega-3 oil is what gives them the energy, not the non-structural carbohydrates.
And it's only got 3 product ranges in it, so like say omega-3 and
it's only got 3 ingredients. It's
got 3 ingredients. So it's interesting this has been great because